This is Jamie Walton from New Zealand, as you're about to hear. He's been one of the organizers of the American Monetary Institute Conference. Today is September 27th, 2009. Jamie, you've been working in the US and the UK the last several years on the issue of monetary reform. Why aren't you pursuing monetary reform in New Zealand?
I realise that New Zealand is a small country, and it, even though it punches above its weight in most regards, it is still under the influence of bigger countries. So I think bigger countries like US and UK will go towards a monetary reform. It will happen very quickly in smaller countries like New Zealand. So that's why I'm concentrating my efforts at the moment in the US and the UK. It's important to everybody because at this present system limits us so much. Our human potential, our creativity is being restricted. Now, some people might argue that the present system has provided the means of a whole lot of expansion and technological innovation, and there may be something to be said for that, but
Some improved lifespans?
I would counter that by saying that it was people that did those things. I would say that they would have happened with any money system, and also that without such a restrictive money system, a debt-based money system, those things would have developed even more quickly rather than having being caused by the present money system. I would say that they were hindered by it. I had assumed, as I suppose most people assume, that the government creates the money and then that people borrow money from banks that has been deposited by other depositors, and it all sort of circulates around. But when I found that that's not how the system works, and that banks create the money when they make a loan, which seems so counterintuitive that most people don't realise it, it showed, the thing that struck me was that how unfair that was, that a relatively small sector of the overall society had that privilege and power to wield.
Jamie, I understand you've been spending a lot of time in the last year on the final draft of the American Monetary and Financial Security Act, is what it's now going to be called, when Dennis Kucinich enters it into Congress. We think in the next few weeks, sometime very soon.
It's a draft, and it's an outline, and it's a guide of the features that have been distilled through many previous monetary reform initiatives. And basically this act has brought them all together and has got all of the stuff that needs to be done, that people have worked out needs to be done. Now what we have to do is to educate people and get the word out so that they understand how important it is to them, to build support for putting pressure on their elected representatives to pass this bill. It's a national money supply, so it has to be done at the federal level.
Jamie, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day.